It is 3 in the morning. The house is completely silent. And then it starts. The thundering of paws across the floor. The sound of something being knocked over in the hallway. Your cat sprinting from one end of the apartment to the other, like something is chasing them. And then, just as suddenly as it started, complete silence again. Your cat is sitting in the doorway looking at you like absolutely nothing happened. If you have ever lived with a cat, you know exactly what this is. And if you have ever wondered what is actually going on when it happens, the answer is far more interesting than you think. It has a name, and scientists take it seriously. What you are witnessing at 3 in the morning is called frenetic random activity periods. Researchers and veterinarians call them FRAPs. And while the name sounds clinical, the phenomenon itself is one of the most fascinating things about domestic cat behavior. FRAPs happen across species. Dogs get them, rabbits get them, even young horses get them. But in cats, they are particularly dramatic, particularly loud, and particularly likely to happen at the exact moment you have finally fallen into a deep sleep. Your cat is built for the night. To understand why this happens, you need to understand what a cat actually is at their core. Cats are crepuscular hunters. That means their biology is optimized for activity at dawn and dusk, the low light hours when their prey is most active, and their extraordinary vision gives them the greatest advantage. But the domestic cat lives in a world that does not match that biology. They spend most of their day in a warm, indoor environment, with no prey to hunt, no territory to patrol, and no genuine physical challenges to face. Their body builds energy all day long, and at night, when the ancient part of their brain wakes up and says it is time to hunt, that energy has absolutely nowhere to go except your hallway at full speed. They are releasing compressed energy. Think of your cat like a spring that has been slowly coiling all day. Every nap, every quiet hour on the couch, every long afternoon of doing nothing is adding tension to that spring. And when it finally releases, it releases completely. The Zoomies are not random, and they are not a sign that something is wrong. They are the physical expression of energy that has been building for hours and finally found its exit. Cats in the wild would never have this problem, because hunting, climbing, chasing, and surviving burns through that energy naturally throughout the day. Your indoor cat has all of the same energy with none of the natural outlets. The 3 a.m. sprint is the result. The dark triggers something ancient in them. There is another layer to why this happens specifically at night. Darkness activates something deep in your cat's predatory instincts. When the lights go out and the house goes quiet, the sensory environment shifts in a way that feels more like the world their ancestors hunted in. The reduced visual clutter, the quieter sounds, the cooler air, all of it signals to the oldest part of your cat's brain that conditions are right. This is the hour. This is the time when a cat in the wild would be at their most effective and their most dangerous. Your domestic cat does not have prey to channel that activation into, so they run. They leap. They attack invisible enemies in the dark hallway. And for a few glorious minutes, something ancient in them is fully alive. They are practicing hunting. Watch your cat during a Zoomie episode, if you can stay awake for one. Really watch them. The way they run is not random movement. It follows patterns. There are sudden stops, sharp directional changes, low crouching runs followed by explosive bursts of speed. These are hunting movements. The sharp turn is the movement a predator makes when prey changes direction. The explosive burst from a crouch is the final strike acceleration. The sudden stop and scan is the moment a hunter reassesses their target. Your cat is not losing their mind at 3 in the morning. They are rehearsing the most fundamental skill their species ever developed. They just happen to be rehearsing it on your kitchen floor while you are trying to sleep. Stress and anxiety can make it worse. For most cats, the Zoomies are a healthy and normal release. But there is a version of this behavior that goes beyond normal energy release and crosses into something worth paying attention to. Cats who are chronically understimulated, anxious, or stressed tend to have more intense and more frequent frap episodes. If your cat's nighttime activity seems frantic rather than playful, if they seem genuinely distressed rather than energized, if the behavior is increasing over time rather than staying consistent, those are signals worth noticing. A cat who is running not because they are full of energy, but because they cannot settle, is a cat who needs more help than a good play session can provide. What you can do about it. Here's the part most cat owners actually want to know. Can you stop it? The honest answer is that you cannot eliminate it entirely because it is biological. But you can significantly reduce how often it happens and how intense it gets. And the solution is simpler than most people expect. The single most effective thing you can do is play with your cat in the evening. Not in the morning, not whenever you feel like it, but specifically in the hours before you go to bed. An active play session that genuinely mimics hunting, a wand toy that moves unpredictably, something that makes your cat crouch and stalk and pounce and run, drains that energy reserve before it has a chance to build to explosion point. After a real hunting simulation, your cat's body goes through the same physiological wind-down that follows an actual hunt in the wild. Their heart rate drops, their muscles relax, they become hungry, they eat, and then they sleep deeply through the night. Feed them after play, not before. Most cat owners feed their cats on a fixed morning and evening schedule that has nothing to do with their cat's natural activity cycle. In the wild, a cat eats after they hunt. That sequence, hunt, then eat, then sleep, is so deeply embedded in their biology that recreating it domestically has a profound calming effect. If you play with your cat before bed, and then give them their evening meal immediately after, you are completing the natural cycle their body is designed for. The physical exhaustion of the hunt, the satisfaction of the meal, the natural drop in energy that follows. Within 20 to 30 minutes of that sequence, most cats will be deeply asleep and will stay that way through the hours that used to be their most chaotic. If you have ever been woken up by your cat at 3 in the morning, hit the like button because you have earned it. Subscribe for more videos about understanding what your cat is actually doing and why. And tell us in the comments, what is the most chaotic thing your cat has ever done in the middle of the night?